Well, hello everybody. Welcome to P.B.M. Money. Today, I'm not really sure how to handle this except to say, Bank of America, what is wrong with you? Now, I must say, I had heard rumors before that Bank of America was hard to deal with, and the information coming out of their credit department wasn't to be trusted. However, some information you should probably know about as I record this. First off, I keep very close tabs on my credit score, okay? All three of them. Two of them are at 750 and one of them is at 802. Not bad. No delinquencies, no late payments. I mean, how do you get an 802 if you had late payments, right? New accounts. The last new one I opened was my City Double Cash, and that was about 6 months ago. And then about a year ago, I did two cards at that point. Did my American Express and a City Unlimited, I think. Anyway, so in the last 2 years, I've probably opened 3 cards. Again, thus my credit rating. My utilization is somewhere between 3 and 5%. Very, very low utilization. Okay. Now that we got the facts out of the way, let me tell you my logic for how we got here. Our ministry owns a little piece of rental property, and I have been researching, because I'm going to have to spend money to get this thing up and ready to rent or sell, whichever I decide to do. And I decided if I know I'm going to make the expense, why don't I get a credit card, put the initial expense on the credit card to take care of the spend, and have the ministry pay for it, and there it's no big deal, and we can earn a couple $100 on a sign-up bonus, plus cash back. Makes perfectly logical sense, so I did my research. And I found that the one that I wanted to apply for was Bank of America. Now, I found this months ago. And I mean, so this is March. I found this before Christmas. And I just wrote the information down, and I thought, well, when I finally get the eviction done, and I know for sure when they're leaving, then I'll apply. So, we got the eviction, and I applied. And the message I got, I applied online, and the message I got was, we are unable to accept your application. We will send you a letter. I said, okay. Now this has happened before. All I had to do was call in, and they wanted to verify that I wasn't a scammer and that I was who I said I was on my application. And actually it was my double cash, actually. And they sent me the card and a nice credit limit, blah, blah, blah. So I thought that's what was going on this time. However, they sent me a letter, and the letter was to confirm that they were not giving me a credit card. Now, they sent me a cover letter, which we're going to do afterwards. And then on the back, like I got one other time, I don't remember what card it was, they said, these are the reasons we turned you down. Now, first off, it says that my credit rating was, let's see, 735. 735. My credit rating has not been 735 in over a year. Okay? 750 is as low as it's been, and 802 is the highest it's been. And both of those numbers are right now. So 735 is a made-up number. Then it says the key factors that adversely affected your credit score are. Now I want you to remember what my credit rating is. All right? Number of accounts with delinquency. How do you get an 802 credit rating with any delinquencies? That's false. Proportion of loan balances to loan amount is too high. What they're saying is my utilization. 5 to 8%. Creditors and credit card companies love it if you keep it under 10%. The recommended is 20%. I keep mine under 10%, and usually I try to keep it around 5%. So that's a crock. Length of time accounts have been established. Okay, now that one's valid. Like I said, in the last 2 years I've gotten 3 credit cards. Now my credit rating probably shows a 4th one, but that was because of a screw up by my credit union. They canceled one card and thought they were doing me a favor by issuing a 2nd card with, greater benefits, bigger credit limit, blah, blah, blah. The one they canceled I'd had for years and years and years and years, and I called and complained, and once it's canceled, you can't fix that. So, okay, I'm going to give them that one. And this is interesting. That one was length of time accounts have been established, okay? The next one is length of time revolving accounts have been established. Sorry, I don't see the difference. What are they saying, that I have accounts that are too new because they're not revolving? I have none. I've had my car loan over a year, my house loan well over a year. I'm not picking up what they're laying down. And the last one is too many inquiries in the last 12 months. Again, 3 or 4 inquiries, hard inquiries. City Double, Unlimited, Bank of America. That's 3. That's the only ones I've had. So then I thought about it, and I thought, I've seen this letter before. I believe this is a form letter. This is just to satisfy somebody somewhere. And I want to read you in the last paragraph on this page what it says. It says, please note that these factors relate only to your credit score. Okay, first off, what I just read to you has very little resemblance to my credit score, thus the 802. The reason for our credit decisions are given separately at the beginning of this letter. Okay? Let's go to the beginning of the letter that I said we would do later. It says, we weren't, which is very interesting verbiage, by the way. Never in a business letter when I went to school were you allowed to use conjunctives. I think that's what they're called. You would say we were not able, but they wrote, we weren't able to approve your request because of the following reasons. Too many accounts were recently opened. Okay, that's a subjective thing. 3 credit cards in 2 years. Is that too many? I don't think so. Especially if my credit rating is between 750 and 802. I think I'm handling it just fine. But here's the real reason. And here's the reason I made this video, and here's the reason Bank of America sucks, and here's the reason I want you to pay attention. Limited deposit and or investment balances with us and or our affiliates. Do you get it? What Bank of America is saying is, hey, you have a good credit rating, and we'd like to have you as a customer, because with that kind of a credit rating, you obviously have some money. We want your money in our account, and we're not going to give you a credit card until you put some money in our account. That's what they're saying. That's what that means. Let me read it to you again. Limited deposit and or investment balances with us or any of our affiliates. That's the real reason. And it says so right here. Let me read it to you again. Unfortunately, we weren't able to approve your request because of the following reasons. Okay. I don't understand that. That makes no sense at all to me. They're using their credit card to leverage trying to build their business in the deposits. Now I got to tell you, I see their advertisements and they're pushing this credit card big time on the internet. But if you go on the internet where they're advertising, you can find online banks that are going to pay you much more interest than you'll find at Bank of America. Now, when I got this letter, I was upset. I've worked really hard to get my credit rating to where it is. I'm very proud of it. I mean, not proud braggadociously, but proud that it's taken me a lot of years and a lot of discipline to get there. And to have this company use my credit as an excuse not to give me a credit card. I mean, with my credit rating, the very least they could have done, if we were talking about credit cards, was to give me a low credit rating and say, hey, if you handle this like you handle the rest of your credit accounts, in a year we'll bump you up. And I would have been okay with that because I would have understood that. But to use, first off, to use a fake form letter to satisfy somebody, I don't know who that's supposed to satisfy, because none of that is accurate. How can any of that be accurate and my credit rating be 750 to 802? That's not even possible. So we know that that's a form letter, and then the real reason that I got turned down is because none of my money is with their bank. So here's what I have to say. As a consumer, as an individual, I got no power. There's nothing that I can say. There's nothing that I can do. There's no way that I could call up them and say, hey, I think you guys made a mistake. Would you reconsider? Because based on the information, what they're going to tell me is anything except, hey, we need you to put some money in our bank and then we'll give you the credit card. Well, here's what I have to say to Bank of America. If you were the last bank in America, I would never, ever, ever give you a penny of my money. You are trying to use one to leverage the other. And in my mind and in my book, that's not how the game is played. I got news for you. All the other credit cards that I've got, as much as I don't like Citibank, I would give my business to Citibank before I gave it to Bank of America. And by the way, I've been watching their stock. There's a reason they're trying to do this, because Bank of America is sucking wind right now. And they're trying to use their credit cards and a $200 cash back to build their deposits back. Don't do it. Bank of America is not playing the game fair. They're trying to play games to build their business and to get their stock prices back to where they used to be. There's a reason your business is going in the toilet, and it's decisions like this and actions like this that are causing your stock to go down and stay down and not come back. And that includes depositors. Now, I don't mean to sound like I'm angry. As I said in the beginning of this video, I have seen many, many other financial podcasts talking about the different banks, and Bank of America always gets a bad rap. But I was willing to give them a shot. And lo and behold, they did the same thing to me. Buyer beware. Well, thanks for watching P.B.M. Money, and happy investing.